Hi everybody, this video is going to be a mock team case study. In the video that you're going to see next, you are going to see us introduce ourselves and have a little bit of small talk before our meeting starts.
Hi, how are you guys doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. Alright, so you have a little presentation to go along with our meeting.
Next, in this mock case study, you are going to see us go over the problem at hand. It gives the judge kind of a quick introduction into what you are going to talk about.
So let's just talk about the situation right away. We had a security breach in our payroll system for the Soundwave Company bakery, and we're unaware of exactly how it happened, but we do know that there was sensitive information for employees and their social security numbers, and that has all been compromised, and everything is now under control, but we want to notify employees and get it under control. So we just want to talk about how we should notify the public and how we should notify employees as well.
As for the bulk of the presentation, there are many ways that you can present your solutions to the problem. As you can see in the video, we are using PowerPoint slides on a computer. You can also make some fake PowerPoint slides on a piece of paper. That way you don't have to deal with technology. Or some people just jot some notes down and speak from those notes. So try out all of the ideas presented and then pick one that works best for you.
So we want to start off by discussing the nature of effective communications, because that's the whole thing of this meeting, is effectively communicating to employees and the public. So we want to make sure that we pick the correct channel for communication. We want to make sure that we keep the communication clear and concise so that our message gets across to employees and the public. And we also want to ensure that the communication provokes the desired response. And we want to achieve the goal of informing and creating understanding with this issue so that people understand how they may be affected and how we can move forward.
When presenting your solutions, it is a good idea to say the performance indicators given to you word for word. That is what you are being scored on, so that is an easy indication for the judge that you are covering each performance indicator.
So going over that appropriate channel for the communication we want with our employees, we believe that HR should conduct a meeting with the 25 managers via our web conferencing software and talk to them and explain the whole situation in as much detail as we can give them. And then HR will notify them to train them how to conduct an employee meeting so that they can talk to their employees in their branch. And the managers will then conduct those meetings separately with those employees. And then if an employee doesn't have that conversation, we want each manager to have a one-on-one meeting with them so they can have appropriate communication and fully understand the situation.
Definitely. So we're now going to go more in depth on what will be covered in those employee meetings. So first, we are going to notify employees of the situation that there was a security breach within the employee payroll system that Soundwave uses. Everything is now secure. Soundwave has hired a cyber breach company to investigate, just because we don't know the nature of this compromise yet. And then we also, in that meeting, want to let employees know that the sensitive employee information that could be compromised includes social security numbers, dates of birth, and bank account information. So we want to get the point across that they should watch their bank accounts and credit card accounts for fraud, and they can come to their managers if they have any issues with that. We have some resources that we're going to send out. And then Soundwave will also be offering free social security number monitoring for 1 year, just to make sure that we've covered all of our bases.
And now on to notifying the public. This is an ethical dilemma, and we have thought hard on how to respond to this and want to make sure that Soundwave has good transparency associated with our company, and we want to be completely transparent to the public as well. And also talk about cybersecurity awareness and how this does happen and it is an issue, and notifying is most important in this situation. And there's no law saying that we have to do this or tell the public about our situation, but it's the most ethical standpoint for our company at this point in the breach, and now that it's all under control, this is how we should go ahead with it. We also don't have to notify the public, but it just proves that we're so associated with transparency, and it gives that message to them. So we don't want the public to think that we're hiding something, and we don't want to spread misinformation. So we're getting ahead of this story now and making sure that our information is going out there first.
Exactly. So when making the decision, as Peyton said, we've thought long and hard about this. We have decided to share with the public. Our team did evaluate the business risks that could be associated with this. So like we stated previously, we want to notify the public because it shows that we are a transparent company, that we are honest. Also, we want to communicate that the hacked software was not ours. It was a different company's software that we use for payroll. So we want to communicate to the public through a press release that the customer data was not affected whatsoever. Which is really important to notify the public of this, because if our information were to be leaked and we didn't tell the public, then maybe they would spread some kind of misinformation that we are not dealing with their customer data as we should. So it could just lead to a breeding ground for misinformation. This is just the best way to move forward.
At the conclusion of your presentation, ask the judge if they have any questions. Usually the judges have 2 or more questions to ask you, so then you can just answer them to the best of your ability.
All right, well, I do have a few questions. The first one being, why did you guys choose to notify the employees the way that you did?
Yeah, so we wanted to notify the employees in the branch in a personal manner, because this is very personal information for them. And we also wanted to make sure that any questions would be answered right away by employees, and they would have a face-to-face interaction so that they could have those answers. Because this is a sensitive topic, and it is important that we need to keep communicating with them and be open and clear as we can.
Okay, that makes sense. And then I have one more question. Don't you think that notifying the public about this could be a breach be bad for our business also? Well, notifying the public about the breach is not going to be bad for business, because we are going to clearly communicate that customer data was not compromised during this breach. Also, we want our company, again, to be associated with transparency and honesty. So this will not be bad for business. In fact, I think that the way we deal with this might be a good thing that customers think about when they come to our business, that we handle this well. That makes sense. Thank you.
After all of the judges' questions have been answered, it is time for you to close the meeting. Some good ways to close the meeting are having the judge sign a contract or scheduling an implementation meeting, as you'll see here. And then after you are done closing the meeting, it's important that you thank the judge for their time.
Yes, thanks for having this meeting with us.
Yes, I appreciate your input. Yeah, we would love to schedule an implementation meeting with you very soon. So can we do this tomorrow at 1 maybe? Yes, that works for my schedule.
Awesome,
Perfect. Thank you.
Right,
I'll see you guys soon.
Have a great day.
That was a quick overview of what a team case study could look like. Everybody has their own style, tips, and tricks. So if you have any questions or just want to learn more, feel free to find me at a DECA meeting. I'm Taylor, the VP of Competition, or just ask anybody who has competed in a team case study before so that you can get some other insight into what a team case study could look like. Thank you for listening.